Integration, lecture 1. Now, in easier words, integration is basically your reversal of differentiation. Now, what generally used to happen in differentiation? Your equation of curve, your y was equation of curve. When it was differentiated, we used to get dy upon dx. This dy upon dx was equation of gradient. Now again, when this will be differentiated, we used to get d2y upon dx square. And this used to tell me the nature. Then, now if I say we do integration, so integration is reversal of differentiation, which means if we have dy upon dx and we integrate dy upon dx, we get y. Y is equation of curve. When we have y and we integrate y with limits, we get area. When we integrate y with limits, we get area. When we have y and we integrate y square with limits and multiply by pi, we get volume 360 degree. So that means in the question you need to understand that when we already knew that we had equation of curve, when that equation of curve was differentiated, we used to get dy upon dx. That dy upon dx was the equation of gradient. And then when dy upon dx used to integrate, we used to get d2y upon dx square, and that d2y upon dx square used to tell me the nature. So when I said that integration is basically reversal process of differentiation, if we have dy upon dx and we integrate dy upon dx, we get what? Y. And y is equation of the curve. If we have been given y and we integrate y with limits, that means there would be upper limit and there would be lower limit. When we integrate y with limits, we get area. Now, what is this area? This area is basically under curve with upper limit and lower limit. Then what do we have? We have y. When we integrate y square, that means we apply a square on this y with limits. Limits means upper limit and lower limit. And then we multiply with pi, we get what? Volume. We get volume. So generalize, the question would eventually ask you to find out the equation of curve. That means the question will ask you to find out equation of curve. The question will ask you to find out the area under curve, or the question will ask you to find out volume. Now, these are generalized questions that are tested at maximum number. That means maximum, these three things are tested in integration. There are a lot more things that are interlinked with other topics, but obviously these three things needs to be at A star material, that you need to understand according to the A star material. Now, if I tell you that, as I said, that integration is different, reversal of differentiation. So in differentiation, what we used to do was we used to multiply power with coefficient and subtract 1 from power. So that means if I say that if we have y as 3x to the power 4, so dy upon dx was 4 multiplied by 3, we get 12. And then there's 1 subtracted from the power, that means we are left with what? 3. Repeating this 4 will be multiplied with this 3. So 4 3 is 12. And then 1 is subtracted from the power, that means 4 minus 1, we are left with 3. Similarly, if the question says we need to integrate, now to understand this, the question will mean to integrate 12x cubed. So first of all, you need to understand this is dy upon dx, which is 12x cubed generalized form. So integration sign, always consider this as your music sign. So this would be dy is equal to integration sign 12x cubed multiplied by dx. So this means that at this point of time, you need to understand that it will get integrated. Your dy becomes y when integrated. So dy becomes y is equal to, in integration, what you need to understand, it is the reversal process of differentiation. So what do we understand by this? We understand that when we are doing integration, 1 is added back to the power, added to power. 1 is added to power, and new power is divided. And the value of the new power is basically divided. So what do? We make sure that we understand that this 12 integration of 1. So this 12 is the coefficient. So what we do is we have this particular 1. So let's just write it down. This 3 will add 1. So 3 plus 1 will become 4. And this 4 will be divided. I repeat, adding 1, so 3 plus 1. So this will be the new power will be 4. So 4 will be divided. So let's just write it down. 12x to the power 4. 3 plus 1 is 4 divided by 4 plus c. Why do we add c? Because there might be a constant when we differentiate it. We might not know the constant, we can write it as c, but till the time we write it as c, till the time the points are not given. So just for the sake of just writing down, this should be 3x to the power 4 plus c. So this would be the equation of curve. How do you find c? How do you find c? For c, coordinate will be given. Coordinate will be given so that C can be found out. So this was generalized one particular aspect of the integration. Now let's do the integration of the bracket. Before that, we'll work on differentiation so that we can just match. It is not necessary, or obviously the examiner will not want you to differentiate first and then integrate. The examiner will always be giving you the differentiated part, and then the examiner will ask you to what? Integrate. So let's just say x plus 2x plus 4 to the power 4. Your y is 2x plus 4 to the power 4. So if we differentiate this, this would be dy upon dx is equal to 4, 2x plus 4 to the power 3, multiply by 2. Now, if we just recall everything down, your power has to be what? Your power has to come down and multiply with the bracket. So 4 comes down, 1 is subtracted by the power. We do not do anything to the bracket, so that is the reason we wrote it as it is. So this should be 4, same bracket, and then what we do is 4 minus 1 becomes 3. And then the differentiation of the bracket. 2x plus 4 will be written as 2. 2x plus 4 will be written as 2 because this 4 is a constant, it will be 0, but 2x will become what? 2. So the answer for this will be dy upon dx is equal to 8 2x plus 4 to the power 3. So if we integrate this same question, if we just integrate same question, that is dy upon dx is equal to 8 2x plus 4 to the power 3. So what do? We integrate dy, integrate 8 2x plus 4 to the power dx. So what does this mean? This means in the next step, you will be integrating this. You will be integrating this in the next step. So this is why 8 2x plus 4, 3 plus 1 will be 4. 3 plus 1 will be 1 is added in the power divided by the new power. The only difference is that previously the differentiation of the bracket was multiplying. Now the differentiation of the bracket will be divided because it is a reversal process. So differentiation of 2x plus 4 will be 2. So what we are going to do is we're going to multiply 4 with 2. So if you see 4 2s are 8, so this is 8. What are you left with? 2x plus 4 upon 4, but yes, you don't forget C. So this will be your integrated value which we started off with. We started off with 2x plus 4 to the power 4. We wrote down C because we might end up getting a constant. Since it's the same question, the constant is 0. So we will have constant as 0 in it. Now let's just work upon equation of curve. That means in the question what you need to understand is that the curve is such that the dy upon dx is given. So if dy upon dx is already given, so what do we need to do? We need to understand that this dy upon dx should be changed to y. To change to y, we need to integrate. And when we integrate, we have been given a coordinate as well. This coordinate will basically help me out to find out C. This coordinate will help me out to find out C. So the question says find out the equation of the curve. So if we just write down dy upon dx, let's just write down dy upon dx. This would be 24x negative 3 minus 3. I have still not integrated this. Now, if I integrate this, I need to write the sign of integration, that is dy is equal to integration of 24x minus 3 dot dx. Now, this particular thing means that in the next step, we are going to integrate this. In the next step, we are going to integrate this. And how are we going to integrate? You need to understand that this minus 3 will have plus 1. Minus 3 plus 1 will be minus 2. So the new power will be divided. Since we have 3, so that means it should have 3x to the power 0. Because constant has is the coefficient of what? X to the power 0. So this should be 3x1 upon 1. So that means any constant, if it is 4, we write it as 4x. If it is 5, we write it as 5x. So now we have 3. So this should be what? 3x. But the best part is we will write down C as well. And C will be the equation of the curve. That means the constant that might be eliminated. Now let's just work upon this. If we just write down the proper solution, and if we say that your dy will be changed to y, 24x minus 3 plus 1 will be minus 2 upon minus 2 minus 3x plus c. Minus 3x plus c. So this should be y. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So this should be minus 12 upon x square minus 3x plus c. Knowing the fact that your point is 1 and 16. 1 comma 16. This is your x and this is your y. So we can write down 16. 16 in place of what? Y. Minus 12. 1 in place of what? X. 3, 1 plus c. So this should be 16 is equal to minus 12 minus 3 plus c. 16 plus 15 should be c. C becomes what? 31. So the integrated equation of the curve will be y is equal to minus 12 upon x square minus 3x plus 31. And this should be the answer for the particular question that says that given that curve passes through point 1 and 16, find the equation of the curve. Now, this is another question which says equation of the curve that you need to find out. But let's say that we can write this thing down, integration of what? Dy is equal to 12. This entire bracket will come up, negative 2 dot dx, and this should be integrated as well, right? So this should be y 12, 2x plus 1, minus 2 plus 1 will be minus 1 upon negative 1, but differential of the bracket will be 2. Remember this thing minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 comes down in the denominator, and then we differentiate the bracket. 2x plus 1, answer is 2. So normally in differentiation we used to multiply, now we'll be dividing it. So minus 1 into 2 is minus 2, and minus 2, so plus c. So y will be minus 6 upon 2x plus 1 plus c. So this is your normal form. Your p is 1 comma 5. So 5, 6, 2, 1 plus 1 plus c, which means 5 is equal to 2 plus c, 3 is equal to c. So the answer will be y is equal to minus 6 upon 2x plus 1 plus 3. This will be your equation of the curve. Just a bit of correction in this. We had this negative sign. So this -6, so we forgot to write negative here. So the end result of this is -2. So if we just change this thing down, the entire values will be changed. Let's just write it from here. And the equation of the curve will be, since this was negative, so 5 is equal to -2 plus c. 5 plus 2 is equal to c. C value is 7. So the answer should be y is equal to -6 upon 2x plus 1 positive 7. So the equation of the curve is -6 upon 2x plus 1 plus 7 for this question. So here's another question. So the question says the curve is such that dy upon dx is, so dy is equal to integration of 3x square minus 4x plus 1 dot dx. The curve passes through the point 1 comma find the equation of the curve. Again, so if we just integrate this, so this should be 3x cube upon 3 minus 4x square upon 2 plus x plus c. The constant becomes x. Remember this. This is very important for you to understand that 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 upon 3. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 upon 2. This 1 becomes x, whereas c is the constant that is always there. So we know that p was 1 comma 5. So y is equal to 3, 5 cube upon 3. Let's just correct this again. The question says 5 is equal to 3, 1 cube upon 3 minus 4, 1 square upon 2 plus 1 plus c. So 1 cube is 1, so this is cancelled. So you're left with 5 is equal to 1. So this should be 1 square is 1, minus 2, minus 1 plus c. 1 minus 1 is cancelled out. So 5 plus 2. So this is plus 1. So what we can do is plus 1. So 5 is equal to 1 plus 1, 2 minus 2 plus c. So 5 is equal to 0. So c becomes 5. So the equation is y is equal to 3x cube upon 3. Then we have is minus 4x square upon 2 plus x plus 5. Just simplify this and you'll end up having the equation of the curve. This is x cube minus 2x square plus x plus 5. So this was the third question of equation of the curve in the lecture. So we understood that integration is basically the reversal process of the differentiation. So when you need to find out the equation of the curve, you need to integrate dy upon dx. With the help of the point, you will find out c, and that will help you to find out the equation of the curve. Thank you.